Again, we're just going to cover our like settings and things the screens can do. There's like a 7-inch option here, or like a 10.1. Steel screens, sunshade. They like come with like a U mounting like bracket, so you can like actually mount at the top, at the bottom, or at the back, up to you. I'll go through the wires in a second. I'll just go through here. So in here, you basically got an on-off button. You got a couple of arrows that do them up, actually nothing. You get the exact same thing on up and down, and the AV button will flick through all your different camera views. So I'll put 12 volt into the trigger 2 wire, which is the camera number 2, and you'll see what will happen. See, it just goes to camera number 2. So handy if you want to trigger it, for example, based on reverse or a switch or whatnot. So that's what you can do there to trigger. Now at the wire end here, we have our screen. This is just going to cover the actual wire screen on this here. With this small plug here, that plugs into there. So that screen has about, that cable there is about like 60 centimeters. Zoom out a little bit. That like cable here is about like 60 centimeters. That goes to your screen. Then you've got your like cable in here. You have about like 2 meters of this. This cable here, which goes to here, which then you have all your like wires. So you've got 1, 2, these are your trigger wires, 3, 4 trigger wires. So that these are labeled 1 to 4. If you put 12 to 24 volt trigger wires, they will automatically switch that screen to that like camera view. So some people actually lock the camera out or the screen out by having, say, just like one camera, and it triggers to that straight away. Now that will mean you can't change anything on the screen, and it will like lock the screen out. I'll show you that in like a second. You've also got your power here. So you got your 12 to 32 volt DC power and your ground. Then what you end up having here is if you push M in the middle, you come into the camera mode. So if you need to pair a camera, what you want to do is, let's say we want to pair one to camera 2, come into here, we press pair, then you just got to give a camera power within this time. So I'm going to give this camera here some power. And then we should be good. Hopefully I got there in time. You can see that power, it get camera powered up in the background. There we go. So you can see now that we actually have our camera there hooked up, and you can see what is coming through there. So that is how you pair a camera. So you just got to put it into pairing mode. Well, first go to the channel you want to pair, put it into pairing mode, and then put power to the camera. So that is how you pair the camera. And then obviously you could go through all different, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 to pair up to 4 cameras. In here you can go across, AV goes in and like picture goes back, sorry, the M goes back. Those are just like settings. You could flip the view, mirror it, like normal flip, so you can see the F there. So you can do a horizontal flip and a vertical flip. So that'll cover all the different directions you could want to put the camera. In mode here, what you have is, whoops, I'll just turn that off. So you can tell how many channels you actually want to show up. So maybe you only want to have like channel 1 show up, right? So then people can't go into more channels. You could actually like lock that out also with a trigger wire, but that is what you are doing in here. What you can also do is you can do the cycle time if you wanted it to actually cycle between all the cameras, or you could have it automatically just cycling between them. When is that useful? Maybe if you just want to have like a full screen view of each camera and you just want to see it for a few seconds, 5 or 6 seconds every time, you could come through and just have it cycling through. That's normally probably useful, let's say, for example, maybe on some sort of agricultural construction equipment, when you want it to be going between different camera views and changing it up. Then in here you have smart, so you can enable the pretty much actual vehicle pedestrian warning. There's a blind zone warning, and you can choose what channel you want that to work on, because half the time you don't want it to be working on all the channels. If you come into set here, you can see if you want the alarm sound on this monitor. If you're going with one of our external like sirens, and like please like a note, you have to buy the screen that is paired with the external like siren at the start. If you buy one that has not got an external like siren, you can't add an external later on. So you couldn't, I don't know, maybe want to turn off the alarm one here because you're only going to use this one here. And that would be one of the reasons why you might do that. What else is in there? Alarm sensitivity, you can adjust that down the bottom. Identification line is just where it sort of comes into actually alarm. So then when we come into, just back to here, into our smart mode here, if you come into your calibration, you'll actually see up here, you'll have the actual arrows are highlighted, or the square or the button. It's a bit hard to see, but you will be able to see it when you're doing it in person. So at the moment, I can see the actual top arrow is highlighted, AV. You can see that square is like going up, that little like green like dot there. So I'm going to put it about there, and then I'm going to go and change to down. You can see I can move like down now, and I want to change it to across, and I can shift it across to here. So I kind of want to get my area to be this like white like rug here, let's say. Then I'm going to say, yep, I'm happy with that. I'll put it on the square in the middle and like press AV again. So I had it on that square in the middle, and I pressed AV, and it's like gone to the bottom now. And I'm going to go through and adjust the bottom one again. So I'm on that right arrow, pressing AV, and then I want to go up a bit. So I'll put it on the up arrow. So I'm going to put it in there, and then I want to go back to the other box again to tick that off. And so that is my little like danger zone now. Now if I keep going through here, I'm on like save results. That is highlighted like now, and that is changes like saved. So when people are not, or vehicles aren't in the danger zone, they'll like come up as like yellow, and if they like do go in the danger zone, they'll come up as like a different color. So you can see I'm like yellow then. Attention, please. I've gone through the danger zone, and I've gone red. Attention, please. Truck approaching. So now you can see I'm just like yellow, and it's like picking me up. I'm not in the danger zone, but if I come into that like danger zone, attention, please. Truck approaching. Is like when you get your like alarm. Truck approaching. So that basically explains how you calibrate that there. Settings is the very last thing. The only extra thing you could have on here is actually like playback. If you choose one of the screens that has an SD card in it, that just means you're going to be recording your actual footage. So you've got your volume like setting of the actual monitor, like the actual language, English obviously. Trigger delay, so if you put a trigger on the wire, which I'll show the cable kit in the other extra like second, it's the delay until it actually changes that. You got auto like brightness, which will just adjust the brightness like based on the like sensor on the screen, and then you can put it back to like factory settings, which I don't want to do, and that basically covers all your settings on the screen there.